Hey, good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live right here on Mike Avery Outdoors on my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, my Vimeo channel, and my Twitter feed as well. My name is Mike Avery. So glad to have you along with us tonight on another edition of Wednesday Night Live, an Advent Wednesday, by the way, as we close our way into Christmas here, coming up real fast now. What, about a week and a half away? Would it be? Is it 2.5 weeks away? Hello, John. Good evening. How are you? Nice to have you along with us as always. Randy, also a pleasure to have you along with us as well. Good evening, Doug. Mr. Doug, I should say. Nice to have you with us. Jeff, Mike Kelly. Always nice. Hello, Richard. How are you this evening? Lonnie. Captain Mike, Randy says. But Randy's not a captain, and he catches more walleye. He catches more fish than I do. Robert's along with us. Dave's along with us. Paul's along with us. Hanging out in hell. That's Hell, Michigan, by the way. The other side of the globe, Matt, what are you doing over there? That's right. You're over in China? Bruce is with us. Ready to why? Are there northern lights tonight? Mike, I didn't know that. Don's along with us. Brian says good evening. He's checking in. David along with us as well. It's going to be an interesting night tonight because we are going to check in with my friend Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters in just a few minutes here. Hey, Lance Valentine, how are you, my friend? Hey, Lance. I hope I didn't screw your day up on the water too much with Lance Keene. Korea, that's where you are. Okay. Bob Keatsman's along with us as well. Changed from the dairy to a machine shop. Really? Well, I hope it was a good move. Congrats on that, Brad. And Saginaw checking in too. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to check in with Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters to announce the details of our bow hunting adventure in Ohio next fall. The dates have been set. The price has been set. Bill is standing by, or at least he was here a minute ago. Bill was standing by to join me, although I don't see him right now. And let's talk ice fishing. I'd rather not. Geometric storm tonight, whatever that means. I know ice fishing is a big deal, and a lot of people love ice fishing. I'm doing good, Micah. How are you? Nice to have you along with us this evening as well. Have you noticed that the amount of daylight is getting so incredibly short right now? It feels like everything is, it's always dark. It's hardly ever light out anymore. But in about a week and a half, it's going to start to get light longer, and we can look forward to that. Grand Blank checking in. Hello, Marty. How are you? Tonight to Friday, they're saying. Raber Bay checking in from the Eastern UP. How are things in the Eastern U? Gotcha. That means Northern Lights. Jeff, you are on our list, if I remember right, for that Ohio hunt as well. So what else is going on? A couple of things I want to talk about. Well, first of all, let me welcome you once again to Wednesday Night Live. My name is Mike Avery. Wednesday Night Live is a live show I do every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern time on my Facebook page, the YouTube channel, my Twitter feed, and my Vimeo channel as well. Still trying to figure out a way to get it to Instagram as well. Scott, thank you for letting me hunt your slice of heaven the other night. I do appreciate it. A couple of things before we get to the heart of the show tonight. I was back in the woods. I was hunting my friend Scott Gatz's property with my recurve. Didn't see a thing, but I was out there with my recurve, and I enjoyed every minute of it. The commercial fishing bill, the proposed commercial fishing legislation that would have protected our walleye and lake trout from commercial fishing nets is dead. It's dead in the water. I'll get to that in a second. Is the list full? Are there any openings? I will get to that in a second. State Senator McBroom from the UP had it sitting on his desk for months, didn't take any action on it, and now it's dead. By the time he brought it out, it was too late to do anything, and it was so convoluted and complicated that nothing could get done. So it's effectively dead until next year when the powers that be can start over. So thank you, to our state. The problem is, Micah, it's from what I understand, Instagram will not allow you to do it yet. That's the problem. But I'll private message you, see if we can figure it out. Marlette's along with us tonight. Nice to have you with us, Jerry. So no commercial fishing protection for now. Well, now they can't take, right now they can't take walleye or lake trout, but they want to. Also, have you tried to buy ammunition lately? Have you tried to buy ammo? Tremendous ammo shortage right now. And the thing that really drives me crazy is some of the shops out there are price gouging. Good evening, Joshua. Good evening, Pontiac's checking in with us. Harry Smith, friend of mine from high school, is with us. Wixom Lake is on board as well. Have I noticed all the small game out? Coons and skunks. I have not, Dan. Gladwin here as well. I doubt if he got paid off, Jim. I sincerely doubt if he got paid off, but for some reason it wasn't in his interest to get it done. Hello, Otto. How are you? Getting reports of some of the local shops here doing some price gouging on their ammunition. I can't buy ammunition, can't buy primers, even to do reloading. Let me just say this. If you find a shop that is gouging on ammunition, I would ask you to remember that and not do business with that shop. I think it's despicable that a business could make money off us as hunters and shooters, and then we get into a situation where there's a shortage and they want to gouge us. You can't have it both ways. You can't have us be your partners and support your business, and then you come back and try to screw us. So if I find a shop that's gouging, I guarantee you I will not go back to that shop again. Steve says Northern Lights are supposed to be out tonight. All is great with me, John. How about you? The U.S. House voted to approve the Brandon Road Lock and Dam project to fight Asian carp. Now we need the U.S. Senate to do it. Jay's is not gouging as far as I know, Jim. I would be very, very shocked if the good folks at Jay's Sporting Goods and the Poet family would be gouging. John says he agrees with me. I can think of two shops right now in my immediate area that have been reports of gouging, and I'll never go there again. We're also going to give away some freaking pickles tonight. But before we get to that, I have been talking about for the last few weeks here now plans to put together a bow hunt in Ohio for the fall of 2021. Now, I am a Michigan guy. I love Michigan. Just because I want to go out of state on a hunt does not mean I'm abandoning my great state of Michigan. But back when I had a TV show, I was hunting all over the place. Canada, Illinois, Nebraska, Kansas, Ohio. And I got to be really good friends with Bill Piles and Joan and the whole family there in Ohio. And I'm not going to mention the shops, Craig. I'm not going to mention the shops on air here. Just make you aware that there's some gouging going on out there. And a few weeks ago, Bill Piles was with us here on Wednesday Night Live, and we got talking, and I said, Bill, why don't we do an outing in Ohio next fall? And he said, absolutely, let's do it. So I think what I want to do right now is bring in my friend Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. There he is, Billy. How are you?
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Let me turn you up here. Try again, Bill.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. How are you, my friend?
I'm very good, sir. How are you?
Oh, nice. It's nice to have you along. Hey, it's a nice buck over your shoulder there.
Well, thank you. There you go.
He makes you look good.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Bill, tell me a little bit about your operation. You guys have been doing this full time for a while now.
Next year will be 24 years.
That's impossible.
It's isn't it though? Just seems like just a couple of years ago when you were first here.
How long has it been since I've been down there? I was trying to think of this.
Oh, it's got to be, I'm going to say 10 or 11 years.
I was going to say it's got to be 10 years since we were down there. So I'm glad to have the opportunity to come back next fall. Now, tell me about you guys. What part of Ohio are you in?
We're in Central Ohio. We operate out of Licking, Knox, and Coshocton counties. We've got just a shade under 5,700 acres under private lease. These leases are all for our hunters. They're not for anybody else.
So we don't have to deal with anybody else. We don't have to deal with trespassers.
No, sir.
And you're in, when you say Knox, Licking, and Coshocton counties, it doesn't get any better than that, does it?
Nope. We're right in the corner of the big four: Licking, Knox, Muskingum, and Coshocton.
Wow. Randy says Bill's volume is still a little bit low. Nothing I can do about that, Randy. So we'll make the most of it. All right. So Bill, listen, we're going to put together this hunt for next fall, October of 2021.
Yes,
you put the dates together. What are we looking at as far as dates?
We got the dates down as October 11th through the 16th. And we're going to do, instead of a 5-day hunt, what we usually do, we're going to do a full 6-day hunt from Monday through Saturday.
Full 6-day hunt,
full 6
Monday through Saturday, the 11th through the 16th.
Yes.
And what's that going to include?
That will include meals, lodging, and it's fully guided. You're pretty much, all you have to do is hunt, and that's it.
Meals and lodging and 6 days of hunting. Now, when you say fully guided, you're not going to sit in the stand or the blind with us.
No. Everything will be taken care of. Stands are up. Food plots are done. Of course, we run corn sites now, which we just started doing a few years ago. And early season is, our early season is great. I love our early season.
Andrew is saying, what is the name of Bill's place in Ohio? Let me share that real quick here, and I'll show you the website. It is Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. And here's the website, ohiobowhuntingoutfitters.com, ohiobowhuntingoutfitters.com. The website, Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. I know Bill. I trust Bill, so it's not like you're getting involved with somebody you don't know at all. Bill, what's the price going to be on this?
We're doing the full 6 days, meals and lodging included, $2,100.
$2,100, which is a darn good price for an out-of-state 6-day hunt.
Yeah, I mean, we do a special price for you guys, like we did the North American hunting venture there a few years ago. So yeah, we try to cut everybody a break, and it is a business, so it's being run as a business, and we have a great repeat clientele base. So yeah, we can cut these hunters a break.
I think we're lucky to get in there because you do have so many repeat hunters.
Yes, we're about this year. We're probably going to be 85% rebook.
Wow. So let's talk about, so we will be the first hunters in there for the year?
Yes, you guys will be the first camp for the year. I usually have a couple of early guys come in, but we do a lot of doe management then. I have the same guys come in every year for early season. It's 2 or 3 guys, but you guys will be the first full camp that's in that year. And that's right before that full moon, so it should be pretty good.
Phil says, my buddy went there in November, said he had a great time, and Bill is a good guy. Bill is a good guy. Absolutely.
Good. Thank you, Phil.
Jim says, pay per points. No, there's no. Let's talk about that. What are your restrictions, and is there a fine if you shoot something not up to your standards, Bill?
We are a 125 minimum operation. It's totally up to me how that goes. If it's, if a guy kills a 115-inch deer and it's the biggest deer he's ever killed, I am not going to fine that guy. There's no way I can do that. That just brings a hunter down, brings a camp down. We do have a few farms that are 140 minimum. Those farms are not any better. That's what the landowners wanted. And there are bigger co-ops around those farms that are also 140 minimum. So we joined in on it.
David says he hunted there, Licking and Knox counties for 5 years. They have giant bucks. Good luck to all. They do have giant bucks. Bill, this is a bow hunt only, correct?
Yes, sir.
Crossbow?
Bow, crossbow, recurve. Yep. Anything legal. Yeah, that's about half my clientele now is crossbow. I mean, we're getting older as hunters, and a lot of guys are shooting crossbows, and they're very effective.
Well, they are. I'm going to bring down my recurve, and you have no danger of me killing one of your deer with my recurve. Don't even worry about it.
Hopefully we can change that.
So listen, how is this going to work? How many hunters can you take?
We're going to try to do 12 that week.
Okay.
Of course, it'll be all your people. We're shooting for 12. If we do 10 to 12, that would be fine. We're a pretty small operation, so it's a pretty personal. Everybody should have their own rooms unless you come with another person. You'll probably be teamed up with them if you know them. But other than that, we're going to try to do 12 for that week.
12.
Yes.
So, and I don't think we're going to have any problem filling this up. Let me ask you this, Bill. if we get a list of like 16 people who want to come down, obviously you can't take 16 people. Would you have openings later in the season where if somebody doesn't get in on our hunt that you could take them later?
Yeah, the wife and I had talked about that the other night. If we have guys that want to come, I would also cut them a break on the price if they mention you or the show. I'll cut them a break on their price also. Yeah, so hopefully we can accommodate everybody.
Excellent. Dan asked a good question. How much is the license down there?
The license is over the counter. It is $257, and that includes your first tag, which is your buck tag, either sex permit, and your non-resident hunting license. So it's pretty cheap, and it's over the counter, so there's no draw, there's no waiting. You just come here and buy your license, and that's it.
Well, Bill, I got to tell you, I'm pretty excited about this. It's almost a year away, and I'm already excited.
Yeah, we haven't done this in a while, so we're pretty excited. Yeah.
All right. So the business is called Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. The website I just showed you a minute ago, but it's ohiobowhuntingoutfitters.com. Our hunt is on the calendar now for October 11th through the 16th of 2021, $2,100. Bill, I don't want to handle any money, but I think if people want to get involved in this, I'm going to have them contact me and I will put a list together and then you can handle the money. What's the deposit? How does this all work?
We do a 50% deposit unless we have to work it out with the hunters and do it some other way. But we do a 50% deposit and the balance is due on arrival. And it would probably be better for us if they just went through you and then we can contact them directly and take care of all the paperwork, the contracts and all that stuff.
Beautiful. Hey, my buddy Scott Gassa asked a good question. He said, are you guys hunting morning and evening?
Yes. And that time of year, we kind of tread lightly that time of year, because if you start bumping bucks early in the morning in timber, they're done. I mean, just a couple of times and they're going to change their routine. So yeah, we're going to try to hunt. We're going to try to hunt morning and evening. Depends on the farms. I mean, we've got, since you've been here, we've added probably 11 farms. We've got 26 farms. Wow. So yeah, we've grown by leaps and bounds and it's turned into a monster. It's a maintenance nightmare.
Oh man, I bet. One last question for you. Oh no, two last questions. Craig says, so we arrive on Sunday and leave on the following Sunday? No, I think you said it's a what? What are the days?
Yes, you would arrive Sunday evening and leave out that following Sunday.
Last question for you before I let you go. Dan wants to know, can you explain how a typical day goes with your hunters?
Yes, we have a hurry up and wait time, which is usually about an hour and a half before it gets daylight. We get everybody situated. We get our stands done. We don't do anything at night. We do everything in the morning after wind changes a lot here in Ohio. So everything is off the wind and cameras from the night before. So we run a ton of cell cameras. So we've got a pretty good knowledge of what's going on the farms.
Tree stands, ground blinds as well?
Yes, we have some ground blinds. We've added a few redneck blinds. We've added probably 50 ladder stands since you've last been here. And then, we do run our hang-on stands, which are millenniums. Everything is up to date. There's nothing, everything is new. Everything is TMA certified. For our insurance, it has to be that way. So everything is new.
And Brian says it's all multiple private property parcels. We're not hunting any public land.
No public land. And it's multiple parcels of private. It is not public land. I've heard stories, but yeah.
And Richie says free chase. Absolutely, it's free chase. And because it's free chase, Bill, you can't guarantee that we're going to shoot a buck when we're down there.
No, sir. I can guarantee you'll have a good hunt and you will see a lot of deer. Shooting wise, only thing we can do is provide opportunities. And our opportunity is about 65% on opportunity.
I'd take that percentage. Absolutely.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my friend. Listen, I am so excited. Again, the dates for the hunt next year are October 11th through the 16th of October, 2021. The price is $2,100. You'll need 50% down, and you're starting to take those deposits after the first of the year?
January. Yes, sir.
January. Folks, if you want to get in on this, send me an email to mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, or send me a private message here on Facebook. We have a list right now of people who have tentatively expressed an interest of about 14.
Okay.
So we're going to have no problem filling this camp, and maybe we can fill up a half of another camp for you, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good time. So I'm actually looking forward to it.
So am I. Tracking dogs allowed down there?
Yes, tracking dogs are allowed. We do have a contact for tracking dogs. We used to have one, but we got him fixed and he got lazy.
That happens.
He got lazy.
Jim says great bucks and properties and growing since you've been there. Jim Sisley said he's been hunting with Bill and OBO for 16 years now. What better comment can you get?
He is one of our most, he's a longevity hunter. He's been coming forever.
You got a lot of Michigan guys down there.
Yes, we do have a lot of Michigan guys. Yep. A lot of Michigan, Pennsylvania, New York. Yep.
And I'm just darn glad there's not a football game this weekend.
Oh, kill him a big chance.
We don't need that this year.
Oh.
All right, Bill, I'll let you go. Thanks a lot. You and I obviously will be in touch here a lot over the next few weeks.
Yes, sir.
All righty. That's Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters, ohiobowhuntingoutfitters.com. He will be our outfitter for our adventure next October in Ohio, Knox, Licking, and Coshocton counties, the 11th through the 16th, lodging, meals included. All you have to do is show up, buy your license, $2,100. So half of that due after the first of the year. Again, if you want to get in on this, send me an email to mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. I don't know, Craig. Some of us have campers, which will allow more people in camp as long as we can plug them in. Let me check with Bill on that, Craig. I don't know the answer. That's a good question, though. And it might be that just logistically, he can only handle about 12 people at a time. It's not one of these big Hadley Creek operations where they can take 100 people a week. This is a smaller, intimate, family-owned operation, but I will check. Scott Gatz is in. I knew you would be, Scott, once you heard Bill talk. He does make sense, right? I understand what he's saying. All right, my friends, what else is going on? Johnny says, I'd love to go with you and do this, Mike. Well, Johnny, you can. Let me know, and I'll put you on the list. Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com, Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Okay, so what else is going on? Can I tell you who's on the radio show this week? Since Bill Hoffman's not here and Lori hasn't asked about it yet, the first guest on my show this week is a guy named Dave Mcintyre. If you've ever seen the show on the History Channel called Alone, you know Dave Mcintyre. He won season 2 of Alone, and he tells the story about what it was like and the messages he brought home to Michigan after that. Then Brad Dupuis of Apex Marine. Brad says there's going to be a big shortage of new boats in 2021. And if you're interested in a new Angler Quest or a Polar Craft, you might want to put your order in right now. And hour number two, we're talking about Ohio is tough, lots of swirling winds. And Brian, here's the interesting thing too. My experience with Ohio before I went down to hunt with Bill was only driving I-75 to head south, and I thought it was all flat farmland. Over there to the east and southeast where Bill is, there are a lot of hills. I mean, a lot of hills. It looks like Kentucky. It's up and down. And yeah, it does create thermals, which I had no experience hunting. Hour number 2, we're talking predator hunting with Bob Abbott of Dog Tired TV. Ron Yesney from the DNR talks about grooming snowmobile trails in the UP. The Ask Avery segment, which I will come back to in just a minute. And then hour number 3, Lance Keene is steelhead fishing on the Manistee when I talk to him. Ridges on ridges, Louis says. In fact, Lance has Lance Valentine in the boat with him. We talk about fall steelhead fishing, and of course, wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner wraps it all up. I talked about this week's Ask Avery segment. 2 very good questions this week. One of them came in from Kevin Wilson via Facebook. He says, hey, Mike, whatever happened to all those feral hogs the DNR claimed to be running loose? I haven't seen any pictures of them. And you know, back in the mid-90s, supposedly we had 10 to 20,000, and now they're all gone. Oh my gosh, Scott. 6 snoring grown men in a 12-by-12 building with sleeping quarters in Colorado. Bow hunting elk was the best, wasn't it, Mike? No, Scott. And you know it wasn't. Scott and I are talking about a Colorado elk hunt we went on one time where we were not allowed to chase the animals. We were allowed to hunt the tops of the fields, the alfalfa, but then the elk were going down into the canyons, and we weren't allowed to go chase them. Kind of frustrating. So going back to Kevin's question, he said there were 10 to 20,000. I never heard the number 10 to 20,000, Kevin. The number I heard was 3 to 5,000 feral hogs. And the reason we don't, and Nick Ostrowski was on here with us just a minute ago. He's killed more wild pigs in Michigan than anybody I know. But there aren't that many around now. They declared them an invasive species. And so anybody could hunt them at any time using any method for any reason. And they've taken out a lot of them. David, I will tell you, he says you'll see bucks that'll make your knees clap in Ohio. I have hunted with Bill probably 8 times, and I know exactly what you're saying. The next question, a guy named Richie Rich. I know his name isn't really Richie Rich, but he calls himself Richie Rich. We just passed your place and just remembered that we wanted to tell you we saw an eagle over your place today. I'm not surprised, Jen. They fly over the pond all the time, but thank you. Did you wave when you went by? Rich says, whatever happened to the CWD crisis? Have we witnessed a true-to-life miracle or perhaps, as suspected all along, a vehicle to increase fine revenue through a ban on baiting? I've heard this a lot. I've heard it a lot. Ed, you missed Bill Piles. CWD is still a concern. The reason we don't hear so much about it is the DNR is dealing with budget constraints. If you talk to the biologists, they are still just as concerned with CWD as they were. But of course, it's been replaced in the news by COVID and elections and a bunch of other crap. It's still a concern. Regarding the avenue to increase fines, this is kind of a misnomer. For one thing, I tried to get the number of illegal baiting tickets issued by the DNR since the ban has gone into effect. And I couldn't get that number. They wouldn't give it to me. They said they didn't have it. But the interesting part is they admit the number of illegal baiting tickets has gone down this year over last. I said, why is that? Is it because fewer people are baiting or because there are fewer conservation officers in the field? They admitted to me that the reason the number of tickets are down is the number of game wardens is down. There are 27 fewer conservation officers working the field this year. And this year for gun season, several of them were on COVID quarantine. So they don't have enough people to work the illegal baiting. Furthermore, don't look for the DNR to get rich off these fines. For example, fines and costs go to the courts and public libraries, restitution to the state. But think about this. Sorry for the glare in my glasses. If you had a $260 fine, here's how it breaks down. I'm sorry, if you had total fines and restitution of $260, it breaks down like this. $100 of that goes to the local library. $50 goes to the local county court. A $10 conservation fee also goes to libraries. $100 restitution fee does go to the state fish and game fund. It does not go to DNR law enforcement. So of that 260 in a theoretic fine, only 100 goes to the fish and game fund. Here's another little interesting secret too. A lot of the counties, and keep in mind if a state conservation officer writes a ticket, it has to go to the local county court. A lot of counties allow people convicted of poaching on a payment plan, and they pay $10 a month on an $8,000 illegal deer conviction. So just because somebody gets fined $8,000 for taking a deer illegally, they pay it off $10 a month? Did that really hurt them? John, I couldn't agree with you more. Libraries should be a thing of the past. Why do we even have them? Well, why would the DNR even waste their time chasing illegal baiting then, Linda? Because it's illegal. And the DNR is not in the business of making money. They're in the business of enforcing laws that have been instituted by the legislature and the NRC. Mike says if you just follow the laws, you don't have to pay any fines. Hey, what do you think, my friends? Shall we give away a Michigan brand ham for the holidays? Here's the website. MichiganBrand.net, MichiganBrand.net. We have been giving away a ham for the holidays. I say we, Nick Grillo and the Grillo family of Michigan Brand, giving away a ham for the holidays ever since November 1st, and we will go right on through January 1st. So, Carl, you just joined us right in time to get in on the Michigan Brand ham contest. All right, Nick says, let's give one away. There he is right there. He says, yes, let's give one away. All right, my friends, you have 2 minutes starting right now. 2 minutes to make your comments on why you should win a Michigan Brand ham for the holidays. If you have won with us in the last couple of weeks, please do not enter again. And also, please do not make a statement that you would give it to a needy family or give it to a poor family, because even though that's an honorable thing to do, it would be impossible for Nick to judge your entries if you do that. MichiganBrand.net, MichiganBrand.net. All right, you got 2 minutes, my friends. Make your comments right now on why you would want to win a Michigan Brand ham for the holidays. And thank you, Nick Grillo and Butch Grillo and the entire Grillo family. At my house for Thanksgiving, we had a turkey and a Michigan Brand ham. I was talking to my wife, Denise, yesterday. For Christmas, we're going to have a Michigan Brand honey glazed spiral cut ham for Christmas Day. And then the following day, some more people are coming over, all family, all close family. We're going to have a second Michigan Brand honey glazed spiral cut ham. So we're having 2 Michigan Brand hams for Christmas. And I would rather have a Michigan Brand ham than a turkey any day. Scott says he wants a Michigan Brand to take to Florida. Lance Valentine, got me a fork. Lance says, got me a fork. Just need some great pork. Jackie says, I've never had a Michigan Brand ham. Are they good? Jackie, I wouldn't be pushing them if they weren't good. They are certainly good. Here we go. Nick says, excellent. Only a very few wild pigs left. They skewed the numbers when they stated they had up to 3 litters per year. Typically, Eurasian hogs have 1 litter per year. Good luck hunting them in Michigan. Nick killed a 200-pound boar just outside Houston during Thanksgiving week. Texas is overrun. Golfers are afraid to use the course. There's 3 to 5 million hogs in Texas. Go hunt Texas and have a blast. So Nick Ostrowski, who has killed more Michigan wild boars than anybody I know, says, don't waste your time looking for them in Michigan anymore. 1 minute. I kind of lost track of time. 1 minute on your Michigan Brand ham comments. Why has it been 6 years since you had one? We should fix that. You know, even if you don't win a Michigan Brand ham, you can still go buy one. 30 seconds on the Michigan Brand ham. 30 seconds on the giveaway for the Michigan Brand ham. MichiganBrand.net is the website, MichiganBrand.net. 20 seconds. Yeah, just come on over to my house, Scott. I got Michigan Brand. I also have Mike Avery Hunter Sticks, too. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Contest is over. It took me a while to find my tone there, didn't it? All right. It's all in your hands, Nick Grillo. Well, look how fast he is. Gary Reimer or Reamer is tonight's winner. Congrats, Gary. Excellent. Yes, I did find my buzzer, Lori. I got my buzzer back. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. See, I know when I don't do the buzzer, you're disappointed. I know that. Yeah, kind of a foghorn. Gary, the buzzer from the old buzzard. I never was Inquire. Well, I don't know if I outdid myself. I've done better. Congrats, Gary. Gary Reimer. I apologize for that. Gary, send me a private message with your contact info. I will pass it along to Nick Grillo, or Nick's on here right now. You can give it directly to him with your contact info so you can get that Michigan brand ham, hopefully, and get it in time for Christmas, right? And as always, Nick, thank you. Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand and the entire Grillo family, everybody at Michigan Brand Meats, thank you for your generosity. They've been giving one away every Wednesday since November 1st. We will continue through the first of the year. And I don't think Nick would mind me telling you, I think Nick is leaving this weekend for a Western mountain lion hunt. A Western, I think in Colorado or Idaho, a mountain lion hunt. When he gets back, I'm going to ask him about that for sure. So thank you, Nick. Appreciate that very much. All right, my friends, we got a few minutes left. Let me see what else is on my list. So I'm glad to see that several of you want to get in on the Ohio hunt with us next fall. My concern is that we're going to fill that first camp up right away. Right away. Like I said, I've already got a list of about 12 people who told me early on they wanted to get involved and they didn't even know the details yet. So now that you know the details, it is October 11th through the 16th. The price is $2,100. Bill Piles and Joan Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters in Central Ohio. OhioBowHuntingOutfitters.com is the website. I have hunted there several times. I took one buck down there of about 120 inches years and years ago. I've seen several other nice bucks. I've missed a couple of bucks down there. I'm going to go down there with my recurve. You're welcome to use a recurve. You can use a compound. You can use a crossbow if you want, but it is a bow hunt. I suspect, you're right, Craig. I've heard this from people who've had mountain lion. They say it's outstanding. You wouldn't think so, but I'll tell you what, bobcat's pretty good too. I've had Dixie Dave cook up bobcat before, and it's pretty good as well. Amen to that, Roger. Thank you, Nick, for all your generosity. All right, Johnny. Always nice to hear from you. Johnny, my bear guide in the UP last fall. Next fall, I will be back hunting with Johnny, if not for bear, for whitetail. Hey, Sam, how are you? I almost got in touch with you the other day, Sam. My string on my recurve that you set up stretched and my brace height was screwed up. And I thought, that if I just twisted the string and made it shorter, I could increase my brace height. But I was having to put more turns in it than I thought. And I almost called you, Sam, to say, is this okay? But I got it figured out. I kept putting turns in it and it did shrink it down. So my brace height is now where I need it to be. I don't know if they found that pilot yet or not, Harry. Anybody know if they found that pilot in the UP yet? So it's good that Bill says, look, if you can't get in on the first hunt with us, October 11th through the 16th, if he has an opening later in the season, he will honor that $2,100 price because that is a little bit of a discount because he's giving us a discount because Bill and I are buddies. So Johnny says nothing yet. They have not found him yet. Sam says it's okay to put more twists in it. Okay, Sam, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Skinned and cooked a few bobcats. They're good. I didn't want to eat bobcat, but it was pretty good. I've had coyote and it was okay. I've never had mountain lion though. So I'm very, very excited about this Ohio hunt. I have been out, and Johnny would know. Johnny works in the fire department up there, and so he would know. What do I want to do? News said no. I have been back in the woods since we last talked. In fact, I hunted the other night. I was hunting at my buddy Scott's house. Scott is on with us right now. I was hunting over a food plot with my recurve. I could have taken out my 30-06. And the more I thought about it, I thought, if I do kill a doe with a 30-06, am I going to be disappointed that I didn't do it with a recurve? And the answer was yes. So I took my recurve. Hunting over a food plot, And there was a funnel coming into that food plot that the opening was only about 12 yards across. So it was a perfect setup for my recurve. I was sitting in the primal tree stands, the primal stands Wraith 270 see-through ground blind. Perfect setup. Beautiful night, but I didn't see anything. Nothing came through. I didn't see anything in the food plot. Didn't see anything off in the woods. But Scott said one of the neighbor kids was hunting that night, and he didn't see anything either. So it is what it is, right? Johnny, I'm looking at your text right now, and Johnny just asked me how soon or late for the deposit. Bill said he will start to take those deposits in January. I don't know how long he's willing to extend that, but I can tell you this, that Bill is a very good guy. He's a businessman, right? And this is their full-time business. So he's got to make money on it, but he's a fair guy. And I'm sure that if you are interested in coming down, that he would work something out with you. Sam says, what is the brace height? He ran 7.5 to 8 on his Predator. Sam, Mike Hoadley told me on my bow, I want to be running a 7.25 to 7.5. So I'm just over 7.25 right now, but I got that from Mike Hoadley. Rob says they're not moving a lot right now. And Jerry says mountain lion tastes like chicken because everything. Scott says bring both next time. You know, Scott, even if I did bring both, and a great big old doe walked out into that food plot and I couldn't reach her with my recurve and I had to shoot her with my 30-06. It wouldn't be the same. And I have nothing against hunting with guns. I love guns. But if I ended up killing a deer, and it's been years since I killed a deer. So it's not like I'm being picky or snobbish or elitist. I just want to kill one with my recurve. And I don't think it's going to happen this year. I'm going to try a few more times, but it might not happen. It is what it is. You have a big water main project going through my food plot, seeing nothing. A great buck here in Southwest Michigan. Cameron, send us a picture. Post it here on the page. I'd love to share it. And the same for any of you, my friends. I've shared a lot of your pictures so far this fall, but if you shoot something, I do want to see it here on the page. Don't send it to me in a private message. Don't send it to me in an email. Post it to the page, and then I will share it so everybody can see it. Joe says, never say never. True, Joe. Very, very true. Never say never. Josh says, Friday night might be the last troll of the season. He's talking about Saginaw Bay. Bad winds this weekend and colder next week. Larry says, I respect your recurve mentality, discipline. I don't know if it's discipline or stubbornness or naivete. Carl can relate. He said he'd rather take a deer with a black powder rifle. So we all have our own thing, right? All right, my friends, time to start wrapping this edition of Wednesday Night Live up. Thank you to Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters for joining me. Thank you to Bill Piles for making that hunt available at a discounted price. Again, the website, ohiobowhuntingoutfitters.com. Scott says, bring that recurve over here, and we'll make it happen. That's not a bad idea, Scott. That's not a bad idea. Let's talk. Black powder shotgun. Where did it go? Black powder shotgun. Well, thank you, Harry. I appreciate that. Jennifer wants to know about pickles. What about them, Jennifer? We're not giving any away tonight. But I will tell you this. I talked with Sherry Harpham, and she wanted to remind you folks that they had shut down shipping for a while, and now they're back up. So if Freaking Pickles told you you're going to get some pickles, you're going to get them. But they, contact them again and remind them because they are a company of their word. Okay, so the Ohio Hunt, Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters.com, October 11th through the 16th of 2021, $2,100. Deposits are going to be due after the first of the year. If you want in on this, and I think our first camp is probably already full, but Bill says he can get you in later in the year, possibly for that same $2,100 rate. Send me an email to Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com, Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Tell me you want to be in on this. I will not handle any of the money. I will just coordinate the people who want to be involved, and then I will put you in touch. I will send that list to Bill, and you'll pay your money to Bill. This is not a moneymaker for me. I'm not making any money on it. I don't want any financial part of this at all. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate that. And Mike says, good to know. We have pickles ordered for Christmas gifts. You should get them in time for Christmas, Mike. I would think no problem. All right, my friends. Not a bad night. Not a bad show tonight. I'm working with a new light. I tried something a little bit different tonight. Just a real tiny little light up close to my camera, my phone. Seems to work out pretty good. I think I'd like to put it a little bit higher so it's up like this. Yeah, that looks better. I'll get a little more tripod next week. Oh, Sal, is that true? Sal, if that's true, please send me a private message right now on Facebook, and we will take care of that. I promise you that. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. The website, MikeAveryOutdoors.com, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. You can always reach me via email, Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. And thank you for